Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Beyond Shadowgate. Okay, so I did a little recap for myself from the last few parts, and where we last left off, we helped free the king and revealed to the prince what was happening. They are off to find Oven and Veldar, who have betrayed them, and we also found out that the Chancellor, Belisar, was actually a snake in disguise, and he was talking to his master, which I assume is the Warlock, the Warlord, whoever from the first one. It could be someone else. He's off to find his staff to try to bring him back to this world, and so he went through the forest, and he's going to go off, and we have to chase him. And now that we've helped the king, we can leave, but before we do, I did find that the temple now is no longer blocked by the monk, so we can actually check out what's inside here. Let's see, the darkness beyond the doorway does nothing to dispel the feelings of peacefulness that now surround you. Oh, we feel peaceful now, do we? Well, they say all are welcome, so I guess let's go ahead and move inside. Oh, hey! As you enter the temple, you see a man standing alone, offering a prayer in silence. He meets your gaze, and his presence immediately strikes you. This man is the legendary Lord Jer. Years of untold adventure line his face, yet he exudes vigor. He speaks slowly, his deep voice commanding respect. You must be our hero. Your actions prevented a battle, and for that, I am grateful. Thank you, he says with a bow. You blush, mumbling a quiet, "'Twas nothing." For despite all your arrogance, you recognize a true legend bowed to you. Wow, that's actually awesome. I like this guy. He shows some respect. Lord Jer speaks to you. There is unrest across the lands. I've heard people speak of me in places I have not been. Though he bears my armor and bears my resemblance, it is not I. If you find him, please let me know, my small friend. Also, dang, look at him. He looks aged. I mean, he has aged, but still, like, dang. Take this, old man! Oh, it won't let me. You have done some stupid things in your time, but attacking the great Lord Jer is a mistake you will not make. Come on, let me do it anyways. Pow! Headshot! It's not gonna let me do it. Stab him! Right in the balls! Nope. Jer looks at your offering and speaks, "I'm sorry, my friend. This is not for me to hold. The burden rests with you. What can I offer you? Some, cheese? Are you hungry, sir?" Nope. Would he possibly be interested in anything here? How about this emerald? Taste my crossbow, which I still don't have bolts for because I need 20 silver. Now, how do I... See, I want to press spacebar. How do I undo a command? I guess I can't really undo a command, but I can, like, hotkey to switch to the others. So I should be, like, maybe resting on, like, use and look. Those can be the common things I'd probably switch between. Standing before you is the savior of Kal Torlin, the hero of Shadowgate, Lord Jer. The statue is cut from marble and represents the traditional form of the One. Neo? Are you the One? He's beginning to believe. A sense of peace permeates the temple. You feel a weight being erased from your soul. Or maybe that's just my soul itself being erased. Sinner! I am a thief after all. A thick book bound in soft blue leather rests below the altar. It feels wrong to borrow it. It is closed. You gently open the book to the center, noticing the luxurious paper and fine penmanship. You begin reading a record from the Book of Miracles attributed to the One. A foul enchantment casts fog upon her land and twisted roads, shrouding it from view, halting trade, and starving her people. The queen offered a rod and gold to the statue, placed her glasses upon the altar, and spoke a prayer for piercing vision. The One answered. Magic flowed into her lenses. With them, she saw through the fog and led caravans back to her people. Okay, so hold up. This statue needs something then. Well, it's going to need all these things, right? A rod and gold to the statue. Place your glasses upon the altar. Spoke a prayer. So we're going to need that because we're going to need to be able to see through the fog, I imagine. Okay, so we need to keep that in mind. I should note it down. Let me just, I don't know, I'm just going to put, like, fog glasses, just to remind myself that that's a thing that I can get. Also, we are still in Chapter 3. Is there anything else to be able to do here? Probably not. There's nowhere else we can go. And the map did update now, so I'm going to assume that is, like, your actual game progression. Alright, I think that's it for now. Let's go ahead and... Oh, not quit. You sure you want to quit? No. How do I get out of here? We want to get to the back, which I can travel through here. Can I get out this way? There we go. Since you rescued King Aronde, I'm still saying Aronde. It really could be Arond. At this point, I'm stuck saying Aronde. Sorry. Since you rescued King Aronde, High Lord Jer has withdrawn his army from Gwenenthel. The path to Torlin Forest is now open. Tread carefully. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, and it's probably driving people crazy, but oh well. I told you before, I warned you, I'm going to mispronounce things. Alright. Now we don't just get immediately bashed in the face when we're here. This was the camp of Lord Jer's army as he prepared his siege on Gwenenthel. These barrack tents are all that remain of the force that threatened to raze Gwenenthel to the ground. A tragedy I single-handedly averted, you mumbled to yourself with a smile. What, you just left your shit here? Clean up after yourselves, you animals. Alright, I guess there's nothing else really going to be here. Can I take the fire? Okay. Oops, I didn't mean to click the map. I'm thinking that's the move button. That is not the move button. Here we go. Okay, we get another one of these teleport rocks. Well, I assume that's what they are. So this is the Torlin Forest, you say to yourself, staring at the dark canopy of leaves high above your head. You've heard horrible tales about this forest, and looking at the foreboding trees, you worry the tales may be true. I shouldn't be doing this, you say, as you consider the perils of following Belisar. This is insane. I need King Aronde. The wisp responds, there is no time, Del, and Belisar will easily detect and eradicate a troop of soldiers, but not you. You can return to the fens and wait your demise, or you can continue. I will watch all the same, the wisp finishes. You sigh, as anxiety grips your heart. Fine, Wisp. Do I have a chance, you ask? Tee-hee. We'll see, it responds. Tee-hee indeed. You don't care. You're just here for a show. You're just here for a show, you little shit. Oh. Listen, Del, the whole world is in danger. Belisar cannot make it to his master. You have to follow him through that forest. It's an ancient fairy stone. Seasoned magicians use these to cross great distances in the blink of an eye. We may not unlock the ability to do that straight away, but at some point I imagine we will. Because I don't think using the spell here does anything. That was for the seal. The path branches left towards the base of a mountain. The path cuts between scores of age-old trees. Now he did say he was going towards the mountain, I believe. Which means if that's the way we're supposed to go, always go the opposite way. This leads back to the temporary camp outside of Castle Gwenenthel. As you approach the house, a soldier blocks your path. By the look of his armor, he is a Gwenenthel guard captain. Stop! These woods are no place for one such as ye. Go back, he says with authority, until you begin protesting. And protesting and protesting. Finally, his patience breaks, and he shouts, Enough! Quit your talking! Tell you what, go to the mine and find my men. Good boys, but lazy. Bring them back and I'll let you pass. Now be off. From the look of the scars on his face, you sense it's in your best interest to do what the guard captain says. Something is different about the woods ahead, but you can't quite put your finger on it. It's gonna be like a bunch of fog there. The guardhouse door isn't locked. A small wooden guardhouse is built next to the path. Mind this! You charge towards the captain and summon all your strength to deliver a powerful punch. In one fluid action, he sweeps your legs from under you and before you hit the ground, drives his spear through your heart. You would be impressed were you not already dead. Basically, any guard, anyone in the army, any of those, if I attack any of them, they're all going to kill me. It's just in what exact manner will they stab me with their spear is really what it boils down to. The wooden doorway leads into the gardens, the guardhouse, the gardens. A fresh candle burns brightly in the lantern. A thick fur-lined coat is folded neatly on the shelf. Surprisingly, it looks like it would fit a human child. From inside the guardhouse, you appreciate how uncivilized and wild the Torlin Forest truly is. The wooden doorway leads back to the forest path. You take the lantern, and you run your fingers over the thick fur, appreciating the fine quality of this heavy coat and deciding it would suit you well. After all, no one is likely to miss a coat like this here around here, and you never know where you'll end up next. The mountaineer's coat is built to withstand the freezing temperatures and high winds of a mountain peak. A fresh candle burns brightly. Can I use it on myself? You slip the coat on and start sweating immediately. Pulling it off, you decide to store it until you're freezing cold. I figured as much. Can I use the lantern on myself? Set myself on fire! Okay, so he won't let me pass unless I go to the mines, which means that's what I have to go to the mountain for, I suppose. You read the ornate letters chiseled into this dwarven gravestone. Magnum Silverforge died 2303 CS. His death showed us some wisps conspire against us, leading us astray lest we try to escape the vile forest. Wisps you say, huh? You lean closer to read the weather-worn markings on this dwarven gravestone. Tabor Ironstrike died 2300 CS. Lost within the endless maze of the magic forest, starvation took him. Rest friend, Tabor. The markings on this grave are chiseled deeply. Kaltar Foulstone died 2302 CS. From his wisdom, we learned to follow the wisps within the magic forest maze. You study the epitaph on this dwarven gravestone. Cantus Firecraft died 2304 CS. He discovered malevolence shows through the red wisps. Do not trust the red ones. Fuck the red team. You mutter the words upon the dwarven gravestone. Warog, Smelt Steel. Wow, what a name. Warog Smelt Steel died 2301 CS. Creator of the magic lens and discoverer of the hidden wisps within the accursed forest maze. The earth is heavily trodden and lined with deep grooves. Miners must have carted their notes along this path. Carted their notes? 'Tis the entrance of a mine. Okay. Well, here we are, the mine entrance. The darkened passage leads into the deserted mine. Vines and moss are reclaiming the ancient wood beam supporting this adit. Darkened passage. Vines and moss. 'Tis a dirt path returning to the forest. Cannot take it. Talk to the plants. Okay. Anything else? Nope. Oh, I expected it to just be immediately dark. Ooh. I like this music change. This dreary cave seems to close in on you. Claustrophobia grips you as you think of all the rock above your head. A lonely old birdcage hangs from the ceiling. These held canaries that would warn the miners of the deadly air. The cage is in terrible condition, the door is missing, and its captive long gone. It's only loosely fastened to the ceiling and is just barely within reach. You stand on the tips of your toes and reach up to pull down the birdcage. It doesn't seem immediately useful, but what the heck? It wasn't nailed down, right? Yeah, right, that's the basic rule of thumb, although I haven't really been following that too much in this playthrough so far. Mounds of excavated rock line the sides of the mine. The mine continues ahead. Can we, like, echo and, like, cause a cave-in? Echo! 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 You stumble deeper into the mine using the cold rock wall as your guide, but you can go no further. It is too dark. Too dark for you! You realize going any further without a light source will result in certain death. Your certain death. I know I saw a lantern, you mumble to yourself. Lantern schmantern, just stumble in. You squint your eyes as hard as you can, but to no avail. It's darker than a dwarven mine at midnight, you think silently. Oh, there's another hook up here. Reaching high overhead and standing on your toes, you place the lantern on the hook, illuminating the dark corridor. Faint glint catches your eye and you notice some rocks that stand out in the pile of crushed stones. They aren't precious stones, they're just mine slag, yet you are drawn to them. The rocks are deeply embedded into the slag and they can't simply be grabbed with your bare hands. Ouch! That smarts! Maybe we'll need like a pickaxe or something. Path leads upwards towards a shaft. An eerie echo of rustling resounds off the rock walls. paths branch off deeper into the mine. Lantern is doing a fine job of brightening this old mine. If that one's going up a shaft... Oh! The mine shaft terminates in a dead end. Literally, a body is slumped against the wall, covered in wounds. Sir, are you okay? Bust off! Well, that will leave a bruise. The body of this young soldier wears the traditional armor of Gwenenthel. He is covered in bites and scratches. Looks like a small metal tag on a short leather strap. It's a small brass key. It's a leather sheath from the size. It looks like it was for a short sword. Ah, come on, loot the corpse. Oh. Yeah, you quickly snatch the leather strap off the ground, pocketing it and the attached metal tag. Oh, God. You take the key. Hello? You can sense the danger mounting as many creatures gather just beyond your sight. The end of this mine shaft has become a den for beasts. I figured as much. Roar! Oh my God! Your dallying allowed the dire wolves ample time to assess you as no threat to their safety. Instead, they seem to feel you would make an excellent meal. Their powerful jaws make short work of tearing you apart. I figured as much. Kind of like with the dragon breathing the fire, you only have so many turns, right? Now, I kept my items, though. Maybe someday, you think. I mean, I got away with all 3 items now. What do I care? Red eyes peer at you from the rear of the cave. You imagine they are responsible for the state of the young soldier. You can see nothing in the pitch black darkness. You do, however, feel the intense dread of being watched. Oh shit, they really don't like that. They immediately... Oh, you approach the cavern entrance. You realize too late that you've disturbed some hungry dire wolves. Gladly welcoming a meal, they devour you and will spend plenty of time enjoying gnawing on your bones. I shall make weapons from your bones. I guess in this case, they're going to make a meal out of my bones. Okay, well, later, dude. Sorry, rip you. You see light entering from the top of the shaft. For a brief moment, you feel hopeful. There's an old, rusty, and worn sledgehammer sitting in the darkness, which means it'll break upon one use. This rope looks new. You are surprised to see it in an abandoned mine shaft. As you grab the old mining tool, you realize the wooden handle is well worn and the metal head is slightly wobbly. This thing has got one final whack in it. Then it's done, you think to yourself. See, I called it. Nothing ever lasts in this day and age. What is this? The stamped metal reads, Marvin Montview, Gwenenthel Guard, born 2418 CS, enlisted 2437 CS. It's a small brass key painted with the Royal Gwenenthel maroon and blue. Tower is stamped into the metal. Was there a tower entrance? There was a tower entrance in the castle, wasn't there? Okay, so when I thought that there wouldn't be necessarily as much backtracking, I probably was just jumping the gun on that. There probably is going to be a good amount of that for places that were locked or things we do actually need to come back for. Is an empty sheath for a short sword. Probably can climb up this. Let me move back one, though. Let's use the sledgehammer. With a few quick swings, you do not only smash some rocks free of the stone, but you smash the sledgehammer as well. As you reach down and collect the unusually heavy rocks, you are filled with self-doubt. My back is going to kill me carrying these around, you think to yourself. I swear, these things better save my life someday. And what if they don't? What if this is just another red ruby fucking trap? Those heavy rocks that you took a while ago? Yeah, they're gonna weigh you down now. You're gonna drown in the river. A few stones of no value, but they are remarkably heavy. They got that going for them at least. And I'm sure there's no dead men walking or anything like in this game. Also, I don't know if we'll ever need to actually dump inventory. I imagine they might consider that, and even if the old games had that kind of thing, they probably would take that out. I'm not sure if we'd actually have red herring items per se in this either. Tis a rock, here's the tis again. Tis a rock ledge overlooking the forest. The length of rope descends into the dark, damp mine shaft. Is it safe? Can I do this without, like, leaping to my death? Oh, I didn't even realize I was moving. I was just trying to look still. The overlook. You can see the Torland Forest, Tyre River, Great Barren Desert, and Gatekeeper Mountain from this ledge. So the lizard guy was gonna go, like, past or through or over the Gatekeeper Mountain. The armor on the body of this young soldier indicates he came from Gwenenthal. Anything else? No. What is this? It is a leather strap with a piece of stamped metal looped onto the end of it. You reach down and grab the stamped metal piece, taking care to avoid the splatters of dried blood. I mean, I guess these are all just dog tags, and I'll bring this back to the guard to be able to show that they're dead. The stamped metal reads, Benavin Montview, Gwenenthal Guard, born 2418 CS, enlisted 2437 CS. Okay, I assume that's going to be enough to prove that I came here and that his men are dead. Gonna quietly back out of here. I've got good news and bad news. Which one do you want first? The good news is, there is no good news. I'm sorry, it's all bad. Your men are dead. You hand this, now what is this word? Signiculum? Signiculum. I've never seen that word in my life. You hand the signiculum to the guard captain. He frowns as he looks at stamped metal, aware of his soldier's fate. He speaks. You believed yourself in... Oh, he's talking about him. You believed yourself invincible, reckless boy. He smiles softly. One day, Marvin builds a slide made of leather rolls and soap. The rolls separate when he slides, so he stacks boulders to hold him in place. Worked too, till he slid headfirst into one. Ha! Still has his scars. Sharp mind and unyielding will on that one. A good boy. His smile fading away. Guard captain looks at you sternly and speaks. You'll not be getting by till you find both my guards. Oh, well, about that. You hand the signiculum to the guard captain. He frowns as he reads. Same thing. Foolish boy. You're lucky you made it this far. He smiles faintly. Benavin tried to jump over a ditch in a carriage once. Dolt only gave himself a horse length of runway. Crashed right into it and nearly broke his neck. Old carriage was wrecked. Still, he made me proud. Strong fighter and tough as iron. He trails off, his smile turning solemn. The unmistakable look of grief appears in his eyes for a moment before he regains his stoic composure. He sighs heavily and says, Go on, lad, but be warned. 'Tis a cruel place, Fenling. Take care of yourself. I'm going to tend to my boys, the guard captain finishes, his voice filled with sorrow. Sorry! Well, we can go into the forest now and get fooled by some wisps. Magic Forest. The intimidating exterior of the Torland Forest looks welcoming compared to the dark canopy of its central region. You heard tales that this area is cursed, a gaping maw that consumes travelers without the magic to guide them through. The ancient trees are stiffeningly close, preventing you from using the sky to navigate. If you're not careful, you may not emerge. Dude mushrooms! Let's have some fun! Along the forest path, the trees seem to be closing in on you. It's as if the forest itself is swallowing you alive. Yeah, but how about the mushrooms? Upon the pathway of the forest, the trees seem to be closing in. Oh, wait. It's all the same. Along the forest path, the trees seem to be closing in on you. Wait, is it all saying the same thing? Upon the pathway, along the forest. That's why I felt like I'm reading the same crap. It really is. It's just the same dialogue. How about this mushroom? You telling me I can't do anything with these mushrooms? Oh boy. Is this like Zelda? Do we need to take a very specific path or we're just gonna get lost? Probably. Oh yeah. Let's just press forward, shall we? And then press back once. Ta-da! Okay, so what do we got? We have the tower key. We can go back. Sheath does nothing at the moment. We have no idea why we have the rocks. Coat, tower key is the only thing that we know can do something. So back to the castle we go. I think it was on the upper floor somewhere. No, trade hall. Tower access, here we go. Great Tower of Castle Gwenethel. With a swift turn of the tower key, you unlock the door. The door is no longer locked. Through this doorway is the bottom of the castle tower. Fresh roses fill a finely carved marble vase. The surface is lined with cracks. You think a gentle bump would shatter it. These small candles are burning slowly in their holders. The symbol of the quill and book are generally understood to indicate a library. Tower landing is less poshly decorated than the main castle walls. Stone stairs wind upward. Oops! Butterfingers! You reach forward and gently flick the marble vase. It promptly cracks in half and falls to the floor. What are we, like a cat? We're just like, walk along and the cat goes, ooh, I'm gonna knock that over. Pow! Whew! You whistle. Oh. Whew! I'm not gonna actually whistle. Whistling over mic doesn't always sound pleasant, so whew! You whistle. That's a fine example of shoddy craftsmanship, feeling no remorse for destroying the vase. The broken vase lies fragmented on the table. A sheet of parchment is wrapped around the roses. Lettering on the sheet catches your eye. You release the twine and remove the parchment from the flowers. You read it carefully. Creeping vines from water below, countless times the stalks will grow. Words, not blades, will root them out. Muster your voice and rally a shout. You have learned to spell... Okay, what the fuck is this? Herbicidia? Herbixidia? Herbicidia? Herbicidia. With no more use of the scroll, you discard it. Yeah, but how about them roses? The red roses lay scattered on the floor. There's something poetic about it, but you failed to think of anything clever to say. Oh, come on, you never know when you're gonna need some roses. I might have to, like, woo somebody. When overgrown weeds prevent all progress, this spell will wither them and clear the way. I thought I'd get to actually read the thing again, but it doesn't really matter. This gets rid of plants, apparently. With a gentle push, the door to the library swings open. Through this door is the castle library. Reading? Who wants to read? You see a loose parchment that has not been filed away into its proper place on the shelves. This simple wrought iron candelabra does a fine job of illuminating the library. The soft glow of candlelight and plush rug made this library feel cozy, despite the cold stone of the tower. You select one of the books, The Travels of Gathel, and thumb through the pages with your dirty fingers. Gathel saw the chains that held the beast captive. Remove this silver chain, and thou wilt surely be rewarded with gold. Nay, I cannot, replied Gathel, for the glitter of gold will drive man to ruin. Now quiet, lest I purify thee with fire. Gathel then proceeds to add more chains. I assume that's going to be relevant later. You see books on warfare, diplomacy, and history. Looking at the lower shelves, you notice scuff marks on the floor. Okay, so there's a hidden path behind it. These books are filled with These shelves are filled with books on sorcery. The dust is undisturbed, except for one book has recently been moved. Okay. Put it in and that'll open that. Principles of Telescope Augmentation, 3rd edition. A lens may be used to filter light in a manner which emphasizes magical properties. However, to identify magical energy, a lens must also be imbued with magic. A simple temple blessing is sufficient. Okay, and that's what we know we can do over there for the fog or whatever. Resourceful practitioners report using the lens as a portable magic sensor when investigating observed areas in person. You decide you don't want to take the parchment with you. You place it back where you found it. What the fuck? The hell you mean you don't want to take it with you? All these other objects and books and information, like, that's good. This? Nah, this won't be useful at all. Do we have a book? Nope. The item is useless here. Can I just, like... we need to put a book here, I imagine. And that'll open that up. Let's keep checking upstairs now. Please tell me I can go out this window. Light emerges from the dancing flames as the torch burns brightly. You notice that it is quite permanently fixed to the wall. A small landing with a single door lies ahead. Through the window, you can just see how huge and gloomy Torthorn Forest really is. Doom and gloom, you say? You fling yourself out the window in a graceful swan dive. The foolishness of your action quickly comes to your attention. You begin screaming until you are rudely interrupted with by a lethal impact with the ground. You have died, the scars darken, and the world is doomed. Well, not unexpected. Mid-tower. Tower stairs ascend. Stairs lead down the tower. This well-built oaken door sits flush in its frame. It's locked. You pull the handle of the heavy oak door, but it does not budge. It must be locked. Nope, not gonna do that. Upper stairs. I mean, I gotta try. Every window I see, I'm going to have to leap from now. It's just now a rule. You see the top of the tower stairs. There's a small landing with a single door. Through this window, you can see the great expanse of the city of Gwenenthel. Expand this! You lean over the sill to look at the city below. Suddenly, your weight shifts, and you fall headfirst out the window. It would have been an elegant swan dive had your skull hit water, rather than the hard ground below. Okay, at least that one was more of an accident. With your failure, evil has prevailed. As opposed to, like, yeah, I'm just gonna leap out this window. Like, why would Del ever have that reason to do so, unless he's trying to, like, escape, you know? I appreciate that I can do it, but it just makes no sense for Del to do so. This door does not appear to be locked. You wonder who would be so bold as to leave their belongings unguarded. The tower staircase ends at a plain-looking door high above the castle. A smell like charred wood comes from within. Well, I mean, you've reached the top of the castle tower. Peering out the window, you see it's a long way down. How long? Having climbed to the top of the tower, you decide to make your trip back down much faster by leaping out the window. You barely have time to contemplate your foolishness before your body splatters over the ground below. Now, this is why the game has, what was it that I said before, 180 plus deaths or whatever. All of those technically count as different ones. There's different dialogue and you're doing it in a different screen. But I mean, it's all functionally the same, right? You're leaping to your death out of a window. Open the door. The smell of charred wood wafts from the doorway. You sense an intense magical presence was at work in this room. That could be the book. In the magic study. Oh, telescopes. Let's see. It's a map of the known galaxy. There looks to be billions of stars. You suddenly feel very small. Well, smaller than usual. One book on the shelf catches your eye. It looks ancient and worn. This mounted globe shows all the known lands. You look for the fens, but don't see it, which is probably for the best. You stick your head out the window and gasp at the sight of how high up you are. You see the waters of the Tyre River ahead. You realize you'd get an even better view through the telescope. Maybe you should try that. This wall-mounted candle holder is empty. Oh, is that going to matter here? A single candle is burning to the halfway point as the wax drippings collect in the holder. There's broken pieces of candle on the ground below the candle holder. You wonder how the candle managed to fall. Very curious indeed. A few crumbly bits of wax aren't worth taking, you figure. You never know. You reach up and grasp the candle holder. You twist it gently, turning the candle holder upside down. You hear a simple mechanical click as the star chart releases from the wall, revealing a hidden compartment behind it. That's a clever way to hide that. I like that. You feel relief now that you understand the mystery of the broken candle. It would have haunted you to your dying day. Several strange runes are marked upon the red leather of this book. Something is missing from the setting in the cover. You notice a prominent green trim around the hole in the cover. My emerald? It's a three-legged stool, much like your mother's, Trebek. It's a three-legged stool, much like your mother's back in the fens. You would give anything to be back home now. An old and worn desk stands up against the wall of the chamber. You sense a magical presence has been at work in this den. A large telescope is pointed towards the window. You can look directly into the eyepiece to use it. You see a faintly shiny object in the wall. I'm intentionally I want to look at everything first before I start grabbing things. Door is unlocked. Let's observe this first. Well, no, look. You can look directly into eyepiece to use it. Oh, okay. I gotta remember, little spots actually matter in this game, like clicking on the right pixel. As you peer through the telescope, you notice the lens has a faint blue glow, seemingly a magical property. Well, these are the wisps, maybe? Your vision focuses on Torland Forest. From this vantage point, you see the maze-like paths that have left many travelers lost. You will also notice a great deal of sparkling activity in the forest. Your wisp companion chimes in. The Whipskin of Torland. Mortals are not usually fortunate enough to see them. If we could take this contraption with us, we could see the wisps when we're in the forest. An interesting point, as you think about that, you step away from the telescope. Cannot be taken. You failed to take it. Cannot be taken. Bullshit! What do you mean it can't be taken? Alright, let's take this first. Feeling like a treasure-hunting genius, you reach behind the star chart and grab the object. It's a spare telescope lens. This one lacks the faint magical properties of the one in the telescope, though. You pocket the spare lens. You'll have to figure out the magic part later. Just take that! I mean, what? The small glass lens has lost its blue glow, as have the objects you view through the lens. Well, just swap it. The item is useless here. You're useless! I mean, we're gonna have to do the thing with the golden rod and all that, I'm sure, but... just hit the thing! Take the globe. You grab the book and realize it's an old diary. You begin reading. I, Lakmir the Timeless, last of the Circle of 12, set down these words as an account of my life and warning for the future. I toil endlessly, holding a spell of binding around the castle Shadowgate, keeping the evil within contained forever. The Warlock Lord's staff is lost within the caverns. I searched furiously, but lacked the ability to find it. It holds power, enough to resurrect Talamar. He is gone, but I fear his influence is not. You skip ahead. Rumors of assassinations call Lord Jared to Gwenenthal. As his servant, I must follow, and thus my binding spell will fade. Talamar was vanquished 35 summers ago. Still, I suspect this rebellion is more than what it seems. You read the final entry. I sit in this tower trying to unravel the events of Arane's kidnapping and Elvis manipulation. It does not fit. Culprits seem to lack the cunning to mastermind this plot on their own. I must consult the auguries. Foul deeds are afoot. You return the diary to the shelf. Okay, and then now, can I take this just outright? Oh, shit! Alright, you got a little bit of a legitimate jump out of me. I was not expecting that whatsoever. There was no sound effect accompanying it, but good enough to spook me. As you reach out to take the book, you accidentally flip the cover open. Son of a bitch! Well done. Died by fire. Achievement unlocked. Oh, the icon looks pretty cool. A bright flame erupts in front of you. Within the flame, a figure begins to take shape. You've never seen one before, but you guess it to be a fire elemental. The being catches sight of you and darts forward. It wraps you in a fiery embrace. Your skin chars and blackens as you are cooked alive. Only your teeth and bones remain. Call me crazy, but I want to say that art right there is very similar, if not exactly the same, as what was used. I want to say was that it would have to be in Spectacle. It wouldn't be in Infested. Graph Metal's other game. I'm pretty sure it was a blue flame. If not, it just reminds me of that and looks very similar, maybe. Now that's kind of funny. Kicks me back to this moment. Oh, but still. Okay, let me use... You press the emerald into the setting. It snaps firmly into place. You feel a sense of calm and safety with the gem in place. It is surely safe to take the book now. Let's see. Several strange runes are marked upon the red leather of this book. An emerald is set into the cover. You pick up the book with the emerald in the cover. It feels strangely warmer than the rest of the room. Sorcery book. It's a red book with an emerald set into its front cover. It looks to be a part of a collection of books. Alright. As you open the door, a cool breeze rushes into the small chamber. I wonder if I could have done anything like that with the thing there. Oh, but also... Almost forgot. You dive out the window, screaming all the way down. You run out of breath before you hit the ground with a sickening thud. Thought I forgot, huh? Well, to be perfectly honest, I kind of forgot until that last moment too, until I was like, oh yeah, there's a window there. Let me try jumping. Now wait a minute, there's two ways I can go? Oh, I came in this way, and this is a door to open further in. I did not realize. Okay. Oh, you walk into the castle turret and observe a creature resting with a thin chain clasped to its neck. Its eyes open and focus on you. It looks uncomfortable and agitated, tugging at the chain, securing it to the tower. It was like the thing we read, the parchment, right? Or was it the book? That might have been the book. You think it best not to get too close until you can calm it down. Hey, calm down now! You approach and throw a punch at the small dragon. As your fist is about to connect, the creature opens its mouth wide. It quickly closes its jaws and traps your arm, twisting its neck. It hurls you over the wall to your death. Oh, you're not gonna, like, set us on fire? I shall slay the dragon. Taste cold steel. You approach the small dragon. Suddenly, its mouth opens wide and darts forward, catching your arm between its jaws. It twists its neck and plummets you. Maybe that was the exact same text. I don't know. I can't remember if the first one I was winding up a punch. Oops. Hey, 34%. Hey. Now, is this actually slowly revealing? I don't think it is, right? I don't think it actually has. I haven't been paying enough attention. Let's look. This creature must belong to the family of dragons, though a lot smaller than the ones you're familiar with. The chain around its neck is easy enough to open, but you know better than to approach an aggravated beast. A strange sound is coming from its belly. You think you just heard its stomach rumbling. You feel like you can see all of Kalator Lyn from the top of this tower. Okay, this doorway leads into the den. So, it's hungry. I've got bread and cheese. I've also got a crossbow. You wanna taste some crossbow? I got no bolts for you though. The book, I imagine, goes down below. And maybe that what I was thinking of earlier with the writing about the chains is irrelevant. You want some bread? I'm trying to feed you, motherfucker. Wow, twist your neck on, just... Maybe it doesn't like bread. How about some cheese? Alright, well, what do you want, huh? Maybe I need to use the bread on the cheese, on some fire, make a grilled cheese, and then give it to him. Nothing happened. Never mind. We don't have fire right next to us right now anyways. Alright, well... Screw you, dragon. You can just fucking live here then. Stuff him in the bird cage. Take some heavy rocks! Oh, it all just approaches. Alright. Alright, well, this dragon sucks. We apparently do not have the food that he likes. I assume that's what we need to actually do. I guess just because it says his stomach is rumbling doesn't necessarily mean he's hungry, but I don't have any other food, so we'll leave the dragon alone. And we're about at time here, so we'll go ahead and call this a part. In the next video, we'll go ahead and we'll head back down to the library. I'm going to assume I can put the book in, which will open up a new pathway for us. And I don't know, maybe we'll find some food that the dragon actually appreciates down there, huh? Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one.